Interesting stuff, this, isn't it? Just how is Fiat managing to do so well, given the current economic climate? And James Creedon, from our business desk, given that Fiat was once called, well, I never called them that, but some people referred to them as the sick man of the European car industry.
Well, it's certainly been a turnaround. If you look at Sergio Marchionne, he took over Fiat in 2004, and it was on the brink of bankruptcy, as you say, the sick man of the European car industry. In 2 years, he managed to turn it around to profitability. So if we look at what's happening today, he's looking to expand the company despite the crisis and to insulate himself against the dangers of the crisis. But there's no guarantee that this is going to work out. I mean, if you look at Chrysler, it would take 3 to 5 years for this to pay off, if at all. I mean, the company lost 44% of its sales in February alone. So that's the Chrysler deal. It will take a while to pay off, if at all. Opel, there's a lot of, as we just saw in the report there, there's the possibility that there could be layoffs. The German government isn't at all sure yet about how this could go ahead. But the big thing here is that Fiat isn't really taking as big a risk as you might think, because these deals aren't costing the company that much. The German government would provide loan guarantees of 3.3 billion for the Opel buyout if it happens. As for the Chrysler deal, the US and Canadian governments would provide 10 billion. So this is actually costing Fiat very, very little. And so it's a strategy to kind of surround itself with sicker patients than itself, if you like, in the crisis, at very little cost to itself.
So you say there's no risk, but nonetheless it's rather a bold plan at a time of great recession and great commercial doubt.
It is, I suppose, and I think it's a testament to the risk-taking of Sergio Marchionne, but he has had a successful track record in the past, so we'll see how this works out. I mean, if the Opel deal is successful, it would mean that that Fiat goes from the 6th biggest car maker in Europe to the 2nd biggest. It would, if the Chrysler deal is as expected closed, it would be a window into the US market. So that would be the first time that Fiat would be present in the US market since 1983, and cars such as the Cinquecento, which have had a huge success in Europe, could also see a big takeoff in the US. So it remains to be seen how successful this strategy will be, but certainly he has a successful track record so far, so we'll see.
I'm laughing because I once owned a Cinquecento and I just can't see it taken off in the States at all. Sergio Marchionne then, saviour?
Well, we'll see. We'll see. I suppose so far, as you say, they do like their big cars in the US. So who knows if the strategy for a dinky little car like the Cinquecento will.
I'm sorry, the Cinquecento I had a friend who was like 6'4", nearly 2 meters tall. Basically, he had to put the seat right the way back, so he was effectively on the back seat so he could reach the steering wheel. It was that compact. Thank you, James. Get in your Cinquecento and go back to your end of the office.